Hi everyone, welcome back to my video. In this video, we will learn together how to configure VPN side to side. So when you have many office in different locations, so you can configure VPN side to side in order to exchange the result, exchange the data between your side office. For example, you have a HQ office and have many brand office in different locations. So for VPN side to side, you can communicate each other in different locations and then can share the result from HQ to different side location. Okay, if you are new here watching my video, please subscribe to my channel, and if you like my video, please give the thumbs up. Let's go back to our lab and we will see together in this video. Okay, so this is our GNS3 lab, and it is a blank project. Okay, so we add the switch, core switch, and we add the Fortigate firewall. Okay, and then we have Ethernet switch that running on GNS3 VM. Okay, and then we choose cloud here. Okay, running on GNS3 VM as well. Okay, so I choose classic is better. Okay. Okay, so please give me 1 second. Let's start our Fortigate. This one we can say when. Okay. This one we can say in internet. Okay, so this is AQ. Let's say SR mean SIMRIP. Okay, and then this one we can say 100. And this one 101. Okay, So this is our WAN IP, and our LAN we have local LAN we have VLAN 10, VLAN 20, VLAN 30. Okay. Local LAN, SR, we have VLAN 40, VLAN 50, and then VLAN 60. Okay, so we will have a client. Okay, duplicate, where is duplicate? Okay, okay. Okay, so we start our Fortigate here. So this one will be equal to okay, this is VLAN 10. It will be 192.168.10. 10.10, okay, 24. This one will be 192.168.20.10.24. Okay. So let's start our configuration from AQ. Okay, for the first login, username admin, password no password, we just press enter and it will ask for the new password, and I put the same thing, admin. Okay, so now we want to set the WAN IP to this 192.168.1.100 for the WAN in order to access where our web browser here. So it is easy to configure. Okay, let's so system. We can see that we don't have any IP yet for the port 1, and the mode is DHCP. Okay. Okay, 1 second everyone. Okay, I will show here the port number. So config system interface edit port 1. Okay, set mode static, set IP 192.168.1.100/24. okay, set allow access ping https. Okay, so now our port 1 we have this IP address and we allow ping and http. So now we can access via web browser. Okay, so and now we go to our Google Chrome and we can say 192.168.1.100. Sorry everyone, 192.168.1.100. okay, so our username admin, password admin. Okay, this is the pop-up. Okay, so begin. We can say this is Fortigate I can say Fortigate AQ. Okay, don't show this again. Okay, so here we go, our Fortigate AQ. If we can see here, it update to the hostname to Fortigate AQ, and we can say so system interface. We also can see our port 1 IP address. Okay, if we go here, our user interface via web browser, we go to network and then interface. We also see the port 1 IP address and the ping. So now what we want to do next is we want to create our VLAN. We have 3 VLAN, 10, 20, 30. Okay, 10, 20, 30. So we go back here under port 2. Okay, so create interface. Okay, our VLAN 10, we can say office. Interface port 2, VLAN ID 10. Okay, and then .1 24. Okay, we will allow ping. Okay, and then the DHCP server, we want to have the DHCP server. Our client start from 10. Okay, our client start from 10 and then okay. Okay, now we have VLAN 10 office. We do the same thing for VLAN 20. We can say CCTV for VLAN 20. CCTV under port 2 and VLAN ID 20. Okay, and then this will be 20, and the DHCP server allow ping, we start from 10. Okay, another VLAN 30, we call it server. Okay, for example, server under interface port 2 as well, and then 30. Okay, 30 allow ping DHCP server 10 apply. Okay, so now we have 3 VLAN under port 2 and then we allow ping. Okay, so if we take a look here, we can see so system interface. This is our port 1, and then we will see our VLAN. Okay, here our VLAN. VLAN 10. Where is VLAN 10? Here VLAN 10. Office. VLAN 20. CCTV and VLAN 30. Our server zone. So after we create our VLAN, so we have 3 VLAN, and then we want to assign the IP address to our client. We need to configure our switch here. Okay, so please wait for a moment. Wait for the switch start. Okay, now our switch start up. We can see so interface. So our interface, our switch, we don't have any configure yet. So VLAN brief, we also don't have any VLAN. Okay, so now we create VLAN 10 office. Okay, VLAN 20 name CCTV VLAN 30 name as VR server. Okay. Okay, now we have before we not yet have any VLAN, but for now we just create 3 VLAN 10, 20, 30. Okay, so we configure this port as trunk port, Ethernet 1 as trunk port, and this is VLAN 10, VLAN 20, VLAN 30. Okay, so interface is /row port trunk switch port mode trunk. Okay, interface is 1 switch port mode access switch port access VLAN 10. Okay, and then E0/2 switch port mode access switch port access VLAN 20. Okay, and then Ethernet 0/3 switch port mode access switch port access VLAN 30. Okay, so we save our configuration and then we show interface data. Okay, now we have trunk VLAN 10, VLAN 20, 30. Okay, if we start our PC and then our PC will get IP address from our router, from our firewall, IP DHCP. Okay, it will ask or request the IP address. Okay, now correct 10.10. Our gateway is 10.1. Okay, this PC PC2 IP DHCP. Okay, 20.10. So if we try to ping 192.168.20.1 our gateway, yes, we can ping, but we cannot ping VLAN 10 because we not allow our VLAN to do the inter-VLAN routing or to communicate with each other. So we try to ping gateway of VLAN 10. Okay, now cannot. Okay, so same thing for PC3 IP DHCP. Okay, 30.10. So our client get the IP address from our firewall, and now if you want to do the inter-VLAN routing for each VLAN, you can create one zone. Okay, we go back to our firewall. Okay. Okay, so if you want to allow all the VLAN can communicate each other. You can create one zone here, and we say Inter-VLAN, and then this option block intra-zone traffic. You need to disable this option and add your VLAN. Add your 3 VLAN here, and this option you need to disable, so all these VLAN can communicate with each other. Okay, so after we create this zone, okay, this zone here, our zone, so let's go back to our PC 3 that is under VLAN 30. We can ping VLAN 10. Okay, also here the VLAN 20 also can ping VLAN 10. Okay, so that's for the inter-VLAN routing in Fortigate firewall, and we already configured this part, so we continue to this part. Okay, so let's go to our firewall and let me close this first. Okay, this is our this is our Fortigate here. Let me. Okay, we also have 3 VLAN. No password for the first time, and then we need to set the password admin. Okay, so system interface. Also port 1 not yet have IP address, so we need to add IP address for the port 1, and we can access via web browser. Config system interface, we edit port 1, and then we set to static mode, and then we can set IP to 192.1.101/24, and then we set allow access ping HTTPS. Okay, we saw again. Now we have IP. Okay, so we go back to our, this is our AQ, and then 192.168.1.1.0. Okay, admin. Okay, so we can say it is Fortigate at our brand SR. Okay, this one, don't show it again. Okay, so now this is our brand, this is our AQ. You also can see the identifier here. Okay, if you go to network here, interface. Okay, so you have port 1 here. Also port 2, you don't have anything yet. We need to create 3 VLAN as well under port 2. Okay, 40, 50, 60. 40, 50, 60. Okay, so we do the same thing. Create interface. We can say as our office. Okay, as our office VLAN interface port 2 VLAN 40. Okay, and then sorry, 192.168.1/24. Also we need ping, we need the DHCP server, and we start from 10. Okay, create another interface. XR GCTV, XR GCTV, interface port 2, 50. Okay, and then this will be 50. We need ping, we need DHCP server for testing, and this one start from 10. Okay, we create another interface for VLAN 60, so this will be SVR, SR, SVR, port 2, 60, and then our IP, we need to allow ping with DHCP server, and we need to start from 10. So now we have 3 VLAN. Okay, so 3 VLAN we already have, so we continue to this part for the switch. So we start our switch here. Okay, we start our switch here, and okay, so our switch, we can say, so so we don't have any thing yet, it is new one. Okay, so let's go to configuration, and then we create a VLAN 40, VLAN 50, VLAN 60, and then we show our VLAN. We have VLAN 40, 50, 60. Okay, and then we need to create the trunk port. Yeah, configure our trunk port here. This is access port. Okay, interface E0, 0, switch port, trunk encapsulation .1q, switch port mode, trunk. Okay, interface E0/1, switch port mode, access, switch port, access VLAN 40. Okay, Ethernet 0/2, switch port mode access, switch port access VLAN 50. Okay, and then Ethernet 0/3, switch port mode access, switch port access VLAN 60. Okay, we save our configuration, and then we show interface status. So now we have trunk port, VLAN 40, 50, 60. So all this IP, all this client will get exactly the same this IP. Okay, so let's start. start, and then okay, PC4 IP DHCP. Okay, this client can get the IP address. So let's try ping 192.168.1.100. We try to ping this, cannot ping. We try to ping this as well, cannot ping. Okay, so we continue to PC5 IP DHCP. Okay, this is VLAN 50, and if you try to ping VLAN 40, it cannot ping because we don't have any Inter-VLAN routing configuration the same as this firewall, so it cannot ping. Okay, let's continue to PC3 IP DHCP. Okay, correct. So now if you want to do the Inter-VLAN routing, you go to the same thing. I am at a firewall at a Siem Reap side. So okay, zone Inter-VLAN. This one will be disable. This one. Okay. Okay, we have Inter-VLAN routing here, and we try to ping 192.168.50.10. Okay, now can. Also 50 from VLAN 50 also can ping VLAN 40. Okay, so now this side, XU side, all the VLAN can communicate each other. Also this side, all the VLANs, 3 VLAN here, can communicate with each other. Now we want to do the VPN side to side. Okay, VPN side to side. So all this VLAN can communicate with this VLAN after we do the VPN side to side configuration. Okay, so let's go through together for the VLAN configuration, VPN configuration. I go to AQ firewall. If you go to static route. I don't have any static route. Firewall policy. Also, for the firewall policy, we don't have any firewall policy. Okay, so now let's start configuration with our VPN. We go to here, VPN, and then you can see all the list down here is the option that you can configure. So you also can choose from this template, side-to-side VPN for the Fortigate, side-to-side VPN with Cisco, dial-up Fortigate, and dial-up firewall Cisco. So here, our example, you can choose from here or you can start from here. So now we start with IP6 VPN wizard. In here, you also have the option for side to side. It means that no NAT between side, same as our lab here. This is no NAT. So this is our lab practice right now. And this is behind NAT. It means that you will have another router before the Fortigate. And this is same thing when you do another option for the dial-up Fortigate. So for this lab, we choose this option, side-to-side Fortigate. Okay, so we can here I am on AQ, so I will name it AQ to SR side. Okay, and then this is Fortigate. If you do with Cisco, you can choose Cisco, but our lab here we practice on the Fortigate. Click next, and then remote IP address. Remote IP address here, it means that you can see remote Fortigate. So our example, remote Fortigate is here. We are on AQ. So the remote IP, it will be this IP address. Okay. So 192.168.1.101 outgoing interface. So you can see the list down here, but as you know, the outgoing interface is the port that connect to here, our WAN here. So we can see that this is port 1 and this is the IP address of port 1. Okay, pre-share key. So I put it with a simple way, 123 123. Okay, you can see 123 123. This is just our example for this lab. You can put whatever your pre-share key. Okay, so next, this is our local interface. So our local interface, we will have Inter-VLAN. Okay, and then for local subnet, we have 3 for our local subnet here. So you need to allow all the subnet That's why because you want to access from both sides, from HQ to SIMRIP and from SIMRIP to HQ. So our local subnet, we will have 3 10.0.24. Also we have 20. Also we have 30. Okay, this is our local subnet. And then remote subnet. Remote subnet, we also have 3 here, remote subnet. Okay, we have 3 VLAN. So it will be 40, 50, and then 60. Okay. Okay, so this is internet access. Internet access, we have 3 options. If you choose none, it means that our Fortigate at HQ and our Fortigate at remote side, SIMRIP side, they will have their own internet access. Okay, and if you use a share local, it means that this side want to access through the internet, it will use this internet from this side. If you select this option, it means that the HQ side want to access to the internet, it will use the SR side. Okay, so this is for our practice here, we choose none because this HQ side, it will have their own internet connection, and this SIMRIP side, it will use their own internet connection to access to the internet for the client. Okay, so please take note for this option here. Okay, so now we have local subnet, we have remote subnet. We click next and then review our configuration. After we click create, everything will automatically create. Okay, so we click create and then okay, so everything here, it means that static route, it will automatically create static route. Also here the policy rule, if we go to network, okay, we go to static route, you can see before we don't have any static route, but now after we do the VPN wizard, it will automatically create for you, for us. Okay, and then if we go to policy, firewall policy, yeah, also the same thing for the firewall policy. You can have 2 policy here for the VPN side to side. It will allow from HQ to remote side, and from remote side to HQ. Yes, 2 direction. Okay, so this is from HQ side. We go to as on site. So admin. Okay, so from as on site, I will go it fast. So we go to VPN. Same thing, I want to confirm with you that we don't have any static route. Okay, policy, firewall policy. Okay, so we don't have anything yet. So we go to VPN and VPN wizard. It will automatically create for us. Okay. SR AQ, and then forget to fortigate, no NAT, remote IP. Remote IP, it will be this IP address. This is our remote IP, is AQ. Okay. Okay, port 1 as well, pre-share key, we want 123, 123. Okay, you need to remember this is the key that we need to know in order to establish the VPN connection. Okay, so local interface, we can choose this one, and we have 3 local network, 40.0.24. okay, $50, $60, and then for remote subnet or remote network, we have 3 as well. At AQ, we have 10, 20, and 30. 30. Okay. Okay. So next, create. Okay, so now our VPN. Okay, our VPN already create. We try to ping. You will show the status inactive because we don't have any established connection yet. Also, you can go to VPN to now. Okay, inactive. Here also inactive. And you go to network, static route. You can see this is the static route that our firewall automatically create. Okay. Also for the firewall policy. We have 2 firewall policy for both direction. Okay. So now we have successfully configured VPN side to side, and this data you can see inactive, and it in the red arrow down. So when you go back to PC5, you okay. Okay, this is in in SR side. So you try to ping to one of these, or you try to ping all this VLAN. Okay, let's say ping to VLAN 10.10. It will establish the connection. Okay, now you can see that we can ping from this client to this client. And when you go back to our where is the refresh here, we try to refresh. Okay, so now after the connection established and you try to ping, so the status go back to up. Also you can check refresh. Where is the refresh? Try to refresh. Okay, so now up. This is from PC file, so let's try from here, PC3. Okay, PC3 IP address is 30.10. okay, we try to ping 192.168.60.10. okay, can ping. We try to ping 40.10. okay, can ping. We try to ping 10. So now our configuration is finished. We can establish and configure the VPN side-to-side for Fortigate firewall. If you have any other question, you can ask me at any time. I think this is all for this video with VPN side-to-side. Thank you for watching my video, and I see you with my next video.